Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimrandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Sugadantikam Vandeham Shri Gurum Shri Utapatakamanam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamsya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatham Vidam Tam Sajivam Sadvaidam Sapadutam Parijana Saidam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakham Vitam Scha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpade Gopesha Gopika Kanda Radha Kanda Namostude Tapta Kanjana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Shabanu Sude Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarupecha Kripa Sindhu Bevacha Patidanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Budre Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamini Dinamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Prajarine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyatya Desatarini Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gauravakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Tat Sat Hare Krishna. So welcome all the devotees for today's Bhagavad Gita class. We are reading from Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 14, text 17. Sattva sanjayate jnanam rajaso lobha evacha pramada moha tamaso bhavato jnanam evacha. Okay, Sachi Mataji and Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. I'll read the sloka Prabhu.
Yeah, okay.
Sattvat sanjayate jnanam rajo lobha evacha pramada mohu tamasu bhagavato jnana evacha.
Very good.
A translation by His Divine Grace, J.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. From the mode of goodness, real knowledge develops. From the mode of passion, greed develops. And from the mode of ignorance, develop foolishness, madness, and illusion.
Very good. So, from the mode of goodness, real knowledge develops. From the mode of passion, greed develops. And from the mode of ignorance, develop foolishness, madness, and illusion. So, now we can categorize we are in which mode. Okay. And if we have real knowledge, the spiritual knowledge, and not only knowing that knowledge, but practicing that. Okay. Not just theoretical knowledge, but practicing it. So that in that case, we are in the mode of goodness. And if we have a lot of greed, then we are in the mode of passion. We want to acquire more and more. Even though we know that we are not going to succeed, but still we do prayas. We do a lot of endeavors. Okay. But we never stop that prayas, that endeavors. Because we think that we'll get it, somehow we'll make it. So unnecessarily we do so much of effort and endeavors or prayas which will bring no result at all. But still we keep trying. Greed. Okay. And if you are fools, mad, and having illusion, then we can categorize in that mode. That is ignorant. So each one of us can introspect which mode are we predominantly. Okay. But irrespective of whether we are in the mode of ignorance, passion, or goodness, but still we'll be having the other modes also, but in minute quantity, minute percentage. So since the present civilization is not very congenial to the living entities, Krishna consciousness is recommended. Through Krishna consciousness, society will develop the mode of goodness. Okay. So as we all know, the present day, the Varnashrama system is not really working. So Krishna consciousness is offering us a platform whereby we can also develop our consciousness from the lower modes to the higher mode of goodness. This is called Devi Varnashrama Dharma. Okay? Devotional service. Keeping Krishna in the center, do the same activity, which are enjoined the scriptures, which are authorized by scriptures. Doing any activities means not forbidden activities. So we can keep Krishna in the center. For his pleasure, we can do the same activity that are allowed to do. So we can also slowly and gradually develop our consciousness from the lower mode to the higher mode of goodness. When the mode of goodness is developed, people will see things as they are. In the mode of good ignorance, people are just like animals and cannot see things clearly. As we always say, if you are in the mode of ignorance, we are as good as animals. Only thing is, animals have 4 legs, we have 2 legs. Dvipada Pashu. Okay, 2-legged animals. In the mode of ignorance, for example, they do not see that by killing one animal, they are taking the chance of being killed by the same animal in the next life. That's called, we have explained this earlier, Mamsa. Ma means me, Sa means you. So this time I am taking this opportunity to kill and eat you. Next time, next life, I will be born as an animal, and the animal whom I slaughtered will be born as a human being, and tit for tat. So we don't understand that. That's a Vedic rule. If for the palate of our tongue, if we are killing the animal and eating the flesh of that animal, definitely we will be born as an animal in the next life. And the animal whom we have slaughtered will be promoted to the human life. And that person will kill us in the form of animal. So this is like that, tit for tat. So because people have no education in actual knowledge, they become irresponsible. Many of them will justify their killing animals and eating flesh. No, they don't have soul, or they don't have pleasure, or they don't have pain. Unlike us. Only we have pain and pleasure, they don't have pain and pleasure. Do we think so? They don't have pain and pleasure? Arun Prabhu, what is your opinion?
Krishna Prabhu, they have pain, Prabhu.
Yeah, they too have pain. It's not that only they cannot express like how we express. So we have that speciality that we can, read, write, and speak. We can express our feelings. They cannot express the feelings like how we do. But they have pain and pleasure. So we should be very careful not to harm any living entities for that matter. They also have developed consciousness. The only, not like human being, but they also have developed consciousness, nervous system and all, and they have pain and they have pleasure also. So we should not disturb any living entities for that matter. So when they are actually educated in the mode of goodness, they will become sober in full knowledge of things as they are. Then people will be happy and prosperous. Even if the majority of the people aren't happy and prosperous, if a certain percentage of the population develops Krishna consciousness and becomes situated in the mode of goodness, there is the possibility for peace and prosperity all over the world. How? Because if only certain percentage of the people become Krishna conscious, they will also propagate and they will also try to transform other people by educating them. So Prabhupada also said, no, even one person takes up Krishna consciousness very sincerely, my mission is, success. That one man can change the whole world, isn't it? Just like Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj, he had many disciples, very good disciples. But it was Prabhupada who was given this opportunity to transform many millions of people around the world. It was he was fortunate to do that. Not that others are not, but it was his it was the blessings of Lord Krishna and his Guru Maharaj. He was the chosen one to do that. Others tried their level best. They also did, but what Prabhupada could do, they could not do that. So even one person become a pure devotee, that's enough. Okay. So in the mode of passion, people become greedy and their hankering for sense enjoyment has no limit. Okay. So usually in the mode of passion, we become greedy. We want to acquire more and more. We want to enjoy more and more. So for that, we will go to any extent. Okay? Just for sense gratification. One can see that even if one has enough money and adequate arrangements for sense gratification, there is neither happiness nor peace of mind. Because senses are like, fire. If you pour ghee in the fire, what will happen? If you pour ghee or oil in the fire, what will happen? It will blaze more and more. So, like that, our senses, we are trying to satisfy it more and more. So, desires are there more and more. So, it is as good as pouring ghee on the fire. It will never, it will never go off. Our sense enjoyment, we want to have more and more. This is what is going to happen. So, even though we have enough money for sustaining this lifetime, but still we want to acquire more and more. Even though we have one house, we want to have another so many houses. Land and houses, name, fame, money, all these things, are in the mode of passion. Even if one has enough money and adequate arrangement for sense gratification, there is neither happiness nor peace of mind. Why we are comparing? Okay, my neighbor has 4-bedroom house. Why not me? I need 5-bedroom. My requirement is just 1 bedroom because we are only 2 persons. Why do we need 5 bedroom? So it is just because of greed. So we are all competing. We should compete with ourselves, not with others. Okay, and competition should be for spiritual advancement, not for material facilities. How we can compete with ourselves? Yesterday how I was, today how I am, after 10 days how I will be, how much I will be progressing, how much I will be dedicating, my time, energy and money in the devotional service. So we should see this competition within ourselves. We should compare 10 days before how I was, now how I am, and after 10 days or after 1 year, how I will be. So how I can improve, that should be the competition. We should not try to compete with others because each one of us are unique. Okay, some may be a good preacher, some may be a good kirtaniya, some may be a good cook. Okay, some may be a good manager, but we cannot become that person, isn't it? So we're all unique. So do not try to compare or compete with others because we are not that person. It's a unique talent everyone has got. So what is my competency? My competency, I should see and I should try to develop that. Not that I should compete with somebody else. So even if how much ever we get, we will neither be happy nor have peace of mind. That's not possible because one is situated in the mode of passion. If one wants happiness at all, his money will not help him. He has to elevate himself to the mode of goodness by practicing Krishna consciousness. Okay. So can we compete with Haridas Thakur, who used to chant 300,000 names a day? Can we compete with him? No, we cannot compete with him, isn't it? Can we compete with Rupa Goswami or Sanatana Goswami, who are scholars and who are humility personified? Can we compete? No. They have a different talent. They have different, blessings from the Supreme Lord. We don't have. So first of all, we have to understand who we are, what's our capacity, what's our competence. In that we try to improve, not to imitate others. It is not possible. So that's not possible because one is situated in the mode of passion. If one wants happiness at all, his money will not help him. He has to elevate himself to the mode of goodness by practicing Krishna consciousness. We think that by accumulating money, by saving money, by acquiring money or name, fame, and other influence in the society, we'll be happy. that will not bring happiness. Okay, he'll be akinchan only, without any possession. Even though it is said that he is so poor, he's so poor, he's so poor. All that he has is money. Okay, so like that. So money is not everything. Name and fame is not everything. How much he is spiritually advanced or she is spiritually advanced, that is a wealth, isn't it? In the olden days, when marriage alliance takes place, okay, they used to see the character of the person. Okay, both girl and boy. That was the main thing. How is the character of that boy and girl? Nowadays, character is okay, even if he's drinking liquor, no problem. Smoking, no problem. What job is he earning? 5-figure salary or 6-figure salary? Okay, what is the job? And is flat, big flat, small flat. These are the things, not the character. The character is not seen nowadays. In the olden days, that was the main thing. Okay, not that he is having a good job or big job or he is in the city. No, that's not. How his character is or her character is, whether he and she can take care of them each other. So that was the main. Nowadays, it's not that. So everything is, they calculate everything based on money now. But that money doesn't bring happiness and peace of mind. That's what it is said here. So when one is engaged in the mode of passion, not only is the mentally unhappy, but his profession and occupation are also very troublesome. Okay. He has to devise so many plans to scheme to acquire enough money to maintain his status quo. Okay. Because we are in the competitive market, we want to imitate others, we want to come to their status. So we may have to do cheating business, or we may have to lie, or we may have to do so many other unwanted things, unauthorized things, unethical things to keep our status quo. So mode of passion is very dangerous. This is all miserable. In the mode of ignorance, people become mad, being distressed by the circumstances. So in the mode of ignorance, we become mad, being distressed by the circumstances. They will be always complaining. I don't have this, I don't have that. Look at that person. He has everything. I am working, more hard than him or than her, but still I am not getting anything. Always complaining. So that is in the mode of ignorance, always distress, always unhappy. Okay, they take shelter of intoxication and thus they sink further into ignorance. Their future in life is very dark. There are certain people now, always, how much ever you give, how much ever they have, they will keep complaining. This is not good, that is not good. People, with whatever facilities or whatever things they get, they become happy. They are the contented people. There's no complaint because this is what is designed for me. I have to be happy with that. There are some people's habit is that whatever you give, they will still be crying. They are not at all happy. So that is in the mode of ignorance. And their future in life is very dark. So this is different, modes: goodness, passion, and ignorance. So what is mode of passion? Greed. And mode of ignorance, foolishness, madness, and illusion. And mode of goodness, knowledge. So mode of goodness, knowledge is there, but then what we have to do? We have to implement it practically, that knowledge. We know that chanting is good. Chanting is the only remedy in the age of Kali for salvation or for liberation. We know that theoretically, but are we doing that? So that we have to see. So implementing what knowledge we have. So whatever is said in the scriptures, we should implement it. Only then it's useful. Otherwise, it's not useful at all. So knowledge develops in the mode of goodness, and passion, greed, and ignorance, foolishness, madness, and illusion. Hare Krishna. So any points or any comments from this? Sloka 17.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, you were telling, no, Prabhuji, like for the alliance, they are seeking like this. We had the same experience, Prabhu, for my brother. They were seeing alliance they were looking at girls from Kerala Nair family. The same requirements, whatever you were telling, it was there, Prabhu. Like let the boy have some bad characters, it's okay, like drinking, all that, it's okay, but he should have this much salary. It was written like that, and they should have own house, car, but little bad habits is okay.
No problem.
Salary, house, and car should be there. Is a must, Prabhu. When we saw that, we were literally shocked. I mean, how could they even write it on a website with the photo name, the family name, everything is given, and in that it was written, Prabhu. Little bad habits is okay, but they need this much salary.
This is the progress of Kali Yuga. This is the progress of Kali Yuga. What to do? You know, there is a saying, no? If wealth is lost, nothing is lost. And if health is lost, something is lost. If character is lost, everything is lost. Isn't it? So, they're all after, and they want to enjoy, or they want to love the things. They want to use the people nowadays. Okay, we should love the people, use the things. Now they want car and house and other things, okay, which are dead matters, things. They love that. They are giving least preference to the living person. That's okay, no problem. However he or she may be, we can adjust, we'll tolerate that. But we want nice car, nice, bungalow, that's okay. So they are loving things rather than loving the people. So this is the piteous condition of the people in the age of Kali. What to do? That is also, in a way, the parents' responsibility. They are also bringing up their children in that way, showing them importance to the things and gadgets and so on and so forth, instead of loving the living people, mother, father, children, siblings, like that, relatives. This, most of them are living like a nuclear family, mother, father, one or two kids. They don't have any love and affection towards their grandparents and other uncle, aunties, and cousins. Hardly they know, because they are all far away, not joint family. Once in a year, once in 2 years, once in 5 years they meet. So they don't have that love and affection to the relatives and other family members. So they know only this close-knit family, father, mother, and sibling. And that also, after some time, they will lose that love and affection also, because everybody is greed. Everybody is greed for their own sense gratification. So there'll not be any love and affection even among the siblings, even with the parents. So this is how the Kali Yuga is progressing this direction. Right, Mataji? Any other comments or question?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
Sometimes it is happening, Prabhuji, that we are not feeling like to chant or do puja. In that mode, we should do or not do?
We should do. Even
We are not.
forcefully, we should do.
Don't want to chant.
You don't want to chant because we have so much kalmashas in us. So unless and until we chant, it will not be cleansed. So we have to, even by force, we have to chant.
Okay. There is no harm in that.
No. Yes, we have to, by force, we have to chant. Then slowly and gradually it will become a practice. And because you are taking that effort, the mercy of the Lord also will be there. Then we will be able to chant without any problem. At ease, you will be able to chant. Then the liking towards the chanting also will develop. If you don't force yourself, even though you don't feel like chanting, you have to force yourself. Now we are all very pakka in eating. Okay, morning, afternoon, evening, we are very pakka, isn't it? We don't sacrifice that. We don't compromise on that. Okay, which is not that important compared to chanting. In fact, Prabhupada said to his disciples, the disciples said, Prabhupada, we have got so much work, we don't have time to chant 64 rounds, 32 rounds. Okay, do you get time to eat? Yes, Prabhupada. You don't eat. That time you use it for chanting. Okay.
प्रभु जी भूखे भजन न होए गोपाला.
So like that. So we should not compromise on chanting, but you can compromise on one time, skipping the food. You can compromise. We are not going to die if you skip one time food. On the contrary, it will be good for our health also. Because all the 3 times we are eating till here.
Yes.
Okay. So that time, cooking and eating time can be saved and you can chant. So at any cost, we should chant. There is no excuse for that because that is the only medicine in the age of Kali. We have to commit. We have to take a vow that I will do that. I will chant every day this many number of rounds.
Okay, Prabhu.
There is no other excuse. That's the only way. If you really want to get some spiritual benefit, that's the only way. Yes, if we want to take birth again as animals, no problem. You want to lie down or take birth as animals or worms or birds and aquatics, then there's no, it's not necessary. But we know that even the human form of life so difficult to live. So what to speak of, those living in the lower species. Just imagine. So when we have got a golden opportunity to go back home, back to Godhead, and if we are not using that, are we not fools? Just like in this, what do you call sloga, it is said, if we are in the mode of ignorance. So that's also one of the signs of ignorance. Okay. One of the sign of ignorance is that we don't want to chant. Okay. That's also exactly, this is what it is. Just see. Here it is. Mode of ignorance develop foolishness, madness, and illusion. So those who are really mad, and those who are fools, and those who are in illusion, they will be doing all this. Why? Because fool means they don't know what's right, what is wrong. Madness means, again, they don't know what's right, what is wrong. Illusion means they think that this material world is for my enjoyment. Okay, so that's illusion, and I'm going to be there eternally here for sense enjoyment. So we should not fall in this category at all. If at all we should slowly and gradually, take up the process by which we should evolve from ignorance to passion to goodness. So ideally, we should be in the mode of goodness predominantly. Every one of us, because we are all practicing devotees. See, it's not that we are perfect. We have become pure devotee, but at least we should try to follow all the rules and regulations of the scripture as far as possible. Our endeavor should be there. Our effort should be there. Sincere effort should be there. We should not take this lightly. This is not just for manoranjan, for entertainment. This is for enlightenment. Scriptural studies, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Ramayana, Mahabharata, and all these things, Puranas and Upanishads. This is not for entertainment. This is for enlightenment. This is meant for human beings, not meant for animals. Okay? That's why we are telling, the first itself, Adhato Brahma Jitnyasa. Now let me inquire about the supreme absolute truth, which is possible only in the human form of life. The animal cannot inquire this. Why I am suffering in this material body? Where I am coming from? Where I am supposed to go? How I can escape this repeated birth and death? So this is possible only in the human form of life. No other species can avail this facility of understanding who he is, why he is suffering, and what is the destination next. They cannot inquire. So we should be very careful. So even if we don't want to do certain devotional activities, we have to force ourselves. And that is the reason we are telling that association with devotees, like-minded devotees, we should associate and reduce the association with non-devotees, reduce the association with other such things like association not only physically with people, association of reading books, hearing from whom we are hearing, whom we are listening, what we are reading. These are all association. What we are seeing, what we are reading, whom we are associating with, what we are eating. Everything is directly or indirectly is association only. So we have to purify that. We have to change. If at all, we are not getting taste, so then we should see what is lacking. So we can discuss this with your close, devotional associates, devotional friends. Then come out with some solutions so that we can advance. We should not take this lightly because, as I told you, labdhva sudarlabam idam bahu sambhavande. Labdhva sudarlabam idam bahu sambhavande. I got this human life, bahu sambhavande. After many millions of births in lower species. Manushyam arthadam anityam apihadira. This human form of life, arthadam, is very meaningful, very significant. But one negative problem is that it is temporary. It may last for maybe 50 years, 60 years, or 100 years maximum. Within this time, if you don't utilize it properly, succeed in that, then again we have to glide down to the lower species. And we don't know after how many millions of lifetime we'll get again this chance of human life. Manushyam arthadam anityam apiyadira. Turnam yatayatna patet anu mrityu yava. Turna means immediately. We should not waste even a single minute. Immediately. Already they have wasted 40 years, 50 years in this human form of life. Not doing japa, not doing devotional service, not doing bhakti. So now that we know, Turnam, immediately we have to start. Yatet na patet, before we fall dead. That's what it said. Turnam yatet na patet. Before we fall dead, we should immediately start that, because we don't know. Death can strike any moment. Maybe next second the death can come. So we should not use it. And it says, the last line, Turnam yadet na patet anumrityavan nisresha saya vishaya khalu sarvadasyat. Because we have enjoyed the senses in many our previous lives in different species of lives. So enjoying senses we have done so many millions of times in different species of life. And we want to enjoy the senses again in this human form of life, not taking care of the devotional activities, which is the prime duty of the human species. If at all we are doing that, we are not giving importance to devotional life in this human form of life. We are risking this human life and going down, gliding down to lower species like worms or birds or reptiles or snakes or animals or trees or whatever it is. Then to come back again to the human form of life, millions and millions of births we'll have to take. So it's not something very light that we have to take. This is science. These are scriptures spoken by the Supreme Lord Himself for our benefit. Okay, Mataji?
Keep it. Yes, Prabhuji. Yes. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. So,
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes.
I wanted to share one thing about chanting with Prabhupada has said, Prabhuji.
yeah, please.
Prabhupada was telling, this was, I think I heard from Narendra Das Prabhu's preaching.
Mm.
Prabhupada has, for Grahasthas alone, because sometimes it is very difficult for us to chant all 16 rounds in the morning because cooking is there, children's school, they have to go. So Prabhupada has given a relaxation for the Grahasthas, like morning 4 rounds in the Brahma Muhurta. Then remaining 4 rounds, the next 4 round is before the breakfast. That is, you earn your food. Like you chant 4 rounds, then you take your breakfast. Then lunch again 4 rounds, then take your lunch. And when you go to bed, before you sleep, you finish your other 4 rounds and then go to sleep.
So we can split it any way we want, but we should chant. Even if no taste, you should chant. Taste will come. Okay. So baby, how many times the baby falls before he walks? If baby thinks, oh, I'm falling down every time, so I will not walk. Will the baby learn to walk? No. So, and some people, they fail in the exam. Okay, I'm failing, so I will not write again. Will he ever get the certificate or pass the exam? So again, they will try second time, third time, fourth time, but they will not leave. Like that, okay, I will not get a pure chanting taste. I will not be chanting in a pure mode. Okay, no problem. Artificially, we may be chanting in the initial stage, but still chant. That we have to somehow, make our mind understand that without that, no food. I will not eat. Like that, we have to. Okay, text 18. Urdhvam gachanti sattvastha, madhye tishtanti rajasa, jaganya guna vrittistha, adho gachanti tamasa. Tarini Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Urdhvam gachanti sattvastha, madhye dishtanti rajasaha, jaganya guna vrittistha, adho gachanti tamasaha. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Translation, Vandana Mataji.
Can you make it little up, Prabhuji?
Yeah, those situated in the mode of
Yes. Those situated in the mode of goodness gradually go upward to the higher planets. Those in the mode of passion live on the earthly planet, and those in the abominable mode of ignorance go down to the hellish world.
Okay. So, what are the destinations of those persons in these 3 different modes? Okay. Those situated in the mode of goodness gradually go upward to the higher planets. Okay. There are higher planets within this material world. Okay. So, those who are in the goodness will gradually go to the higher planets, like Swargaloka and whatever it is. Those in the mode of passion live on these earthly planets, middle planet system. So goodness will take them to the higher planet system, and passion will keep them in the middle planet system like Earth, and ignorance will take them to the hellish planet. See, now it's our choice. Where do we want to go? Do we want to go the higher planet system, or stay in the middle planet system, or down to the hellish planets? So these are the destinations of those in the different modes. In this verse, the result of actions in the 3 modes of nature are more explicitly set forth. There's an upper planetary system consisting of the heavenly planets where everyone is highly elevated. According to the degree of development of mode of goodness, the living entity can be transferred to various planets in this system. The highest planet is Satyaloka or Brahmaloka, where the prime person of this universe, Lord Brahma, resides. We have seen already that we can hardly calculate the wondrous condition of life in Brahmaloka. But the highest condition of life, the mode of goodness, can bring us to this. So maximum we can go up to the Brahmaloka, Satyaloka. If we have developed this particular mode nicely. The mode of passion is mixed. It is in the middle between the mode of goodness and ignorance. Person is not always pure, but even if he should be purely in the mode of passion, will simply remain on this earth as a king or a rich man. So mode of passion will stay in this on this planet. I mean on this at middle planet system, and we can be even king or rich man. But because there are mixtures, one can also go down because it's a mixture of modes. We can also go down. So those who are in the mode of passion nicely situated, and they can come back as rich man or king, but they can also go down if they are not firmly fixed in that mode. People on this earth in the mode of passion or ignorance cannot forcibly approach the high planets by machine. In the mode of passion, there's also the chance of becoming mad in the next life. So in the mode of passion, there's also a chance of becoming mad in the life. Because in the mode of passion also, we may commit so many sinful activities, because of which we can become mad also in the next life. The lowest quality, the mode of ignorance, is described as abominable. The worst. The result of developing ignorance is very, very risky. It is the lowest quality in the material nature. Beneath the human level, there are 8 million species of life: birds, bees, reptiles, trees, etc. And according to the development of the mode of ignorance, people are brought down to these abominable conditions. So how many millions species are there? How many?
84 million species.
How much?
84
84 what?
million species.
84 lakhs. 8.4 million.
84 lakhs.
84 lakhs. That means 8.4 million. So it's very risky. We can go down to any of these species like birds, bees, reptiles, trees, etc. And according to the development of mode of ignorance, people are brought down to these abominable conditions. The word tamasa is very significant here. Tamasa indicates those who stay continuously in the mode of ignorance without rising to a high mode. Their future is very dark. So there's an opportunity for men in the mode of ignorance and passion to be elevated to the mode of goodness. And that system is called Krishna consciousness. But one who does not take advantage of this opportunity will certainly continue in the lower modes. So Krishna consciousness facilitates those who are in the lower modes of ignorance and passion to rise to the mode of goodness. And if we are not taking advantage of this, then we will always remain in that lower mode only. If we are in the ignorance, we'll be in ignorance. If we are in the mode of passion, we'll be in passion. So it's our great fortune that we are all connected to Prabhupada's mission. Okay, Vasudeva Kudumbakam. And we have got this knowledge, this wisdom, just because of Prabhupada. So we are indebted to Prabhupada and his disciples, who have given us this best opportunity and the best process by which we can put a full stop of coming back again to this material world for perpetual suffering. We can stop this forever. So we are indebted to Prabhupada and his disciples, because of whom we got this knowledge and because of whom we are trying to practice under their guidance. Yadi Prabhupada na hoito. So there is a song what our Guru Maharaj has composed. There is a song about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Yadi Gaur na hoito. If Gauranga Mahaprabhu had not come, what would have happened? Just because Gauranga Mahaprabhu has come, we got all these things. We got to know all the scriptures and the importance of following the scriptures, and the instructions to be followed, whatever enjoined in the scriptures. We got it just because of our Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his disciples like Shat Goswamis. Because Prabhupada came, we got this Hare Krishna mantra. Okay, because Prabhupada came, we got the deity worship. And because Prabhupada came, we got the Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita. Because Prabhupada came, we got the association of devotees. Because Prabhupada came, we got the Jagannath Ratha Yatra. We got all the books. We got prasadam. What not? Just because of Prabhupada. If Prabhupada had not come, we would be, wandering in some pub or bar or, cinema theater, enjoying our senses. So this is our great good fortune that we are connected to this moment and we are trying to practice this Krishna consciousness in the association of like-minded devotees, inspiring each other. So definitely we are all lucky and fortunate to join the family of Prabhupada. Prabhupada has built a house in which everybody can live. It has a roof, but no walls. In Prabhupada's house, it has roof, but no walls. So any number of people can be accommodated in that. So that's Prabhupada's contribution. So any points or any comments?
No, Prabhuji.
So I'll stop sharing here. So next is 19, right?
Yes, Prabhu.
Next is 19. So please make a note of that. 14, 19. Revol.